If you love you some chunky cookie that is crispy on the outside and soft on the inside, then this recipe is definitely for you. So let's get right into the video. Into your mixing bowl, add 125 grams of butter. Now I like to use salted butter so that I do not have to bother adding salt to my mix. You can use unsalted butter as well and then add about half a teaspoon of salt. Next, we're going in with a quarter cup of brown sugar and 1/8 cup of white sugar. And then we are going to mix this together until it is light and fluffy, almost like you're making a cake with the creaming method. You can use your mixer for this. Just make sure that you occasionally scrape the sides of your bowl so that the butter and the sugar would mix and incorporate well. Once you mix and it becomes light and fluffy like so, then we are going to go in with 1 egg, and then we are also going to add our vanilla extract, half a tablespoon of vanilla extract. Mix this together till well incorporated. And then we're going to go in with all-purpose flour, 1 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour. If you notice, I also added my corn flour, half a tablespoon, and then my baking soda, half a teaspoon. So we're going to sift this in using a flour sieve. Always remember to sift your flour to remove any shaft. So once that is done, at this point we'll be using our spatula, not the whisk anymore. And then we're going to go in with a quarter cup of oats, rolled oats, okay? And then you're going to fold that in till everything is well combined. The purpose of the corn flour is to give the cookie this crisp texture. And then the oats, it's optional. I like to add oats in my cookie dough because of some texture, but the corn flour helps in lightening up the cookie, especially for the fact that this is a drop cookie. It is a chunky, thick cookie, so you do not want your cookie to be dry. The corn flour helps in giving it that little bit of crisp. Next, we are going in with dark chocolate chips and a chocolate bar. I used milk chocolate bar, which I chopped roughly. The measurement for this basically depends on you. As desired, you can just throw it all in there. I like to mix between dark chocolate and milk chocolate because the dark chocolate isn't so sweet, and so since we already have a not so sweet chocolate chip, we are going to now alternate with milk chocolate to give it a little bit of sweetness, right? Also bear in mind that the dough itself already has some sugar, and personally I don't really like treats that are too sweet, overly sweet treats, and so I like to balance this out. If you have a really sweet tooth, you can use milk chocolate chips and milk chocolate bar, but personally I just like to alternate with the two different kind of chocolates to balance out the sweetness of the cookie. So we're going to fold this in thoroughly till well combined, and once that is done, using our ice cream scoop, we're going to scoop this out. This is why it's called a drop cookie, right? If you do not want your cookie to be so chunky and so thick, you can ignore this part of rolling up the cookie. Just once you scoop it from the ice cream scoop, scoop it straight into your baking tray on your parchment paper. That way the cookie will have a much more room to bake into a flatter size or flatter thickness, right? But rolling it up this way ensures that it bakes and it still holds that chunky shape and thickness. So now that that is done, I am going to refrigerate this for 30 minutes, and once it's out of the refrigerator after 30 minutes, you're going to transfer your baking paper to your baking tray like so. Now we're going to use the rest of our milk chocolate bar that we chopped roughly. We are just going to use this as a garnish on top of our cookies before popping them into the oven. Now note that the oven has been preheating prior to this time. So you're going to bake them in the oven for 15 minutes till the sides are light golden brown, and then you take them out of the oven. So now that they are still hot and on the cooling rack, add the rest of your dark chocolate chips. You can just press it in because at this point the cookie is still very much soft. Okay, so press in your dark chocolate chips so that it sets and melts into the cookie, and then set aside and allow to cool completely. Once your cookies are cooled, they are ready to snack on. Super delicious, super soft, super crunchy, super chunky and filling. Make sure you try this recipe and let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share this video to a loved one as well. See you in my next video. Bye for now.